Welcome back. Now, amid the coronavirus outbreak, you have the Prime Minister tweeting on this situation, and he is now appealing that there is no need to panic, but say yes to precautions. No Minister of Central Government will travel abroad in the upcoming days. I urge our countrymen to also avoid non-essential travel. We can break the chain of spread and ensure safety of all by avoiding large gatherings as well. So that is the Prime Minister who is now saying that not just him but advising other central ministers also to not to visit abroad to other countries. Aishwarya Kapoor, our political editor, is with us. So clear-cut message also coming in from the Prime Minister that precautions, not panic, is necessary.
Absolutely. Say no to panic, say yes to precautions, and precaution is the way ahead. Because this is now a world pandemic, you cannot deny the fact that yes, corona is spreading. Corona has already spread, though China has been claiming that it has been able to control. But then Prime Minister of India making one thing very clear, that neither him nor his cabinet is going to travel abroad, keeping in mind the kind of situation which is prevailing in the European countries specifically, and even to the point that US is completely unprepared, is completely underprepared for this. So we need to really be precautionary. All the precautionary measures needs to be taken, and the Prime Minister trying to send a message that rather than panicking, you just need to take those very basic precautions. And if you are able to take those basic precautions, then we can prevent this from spreading in India. And India has been able to control it through all the precautions which are being taken, through whether it's checking all the other measures which are being taken. So now the Prime Minister tweeting once again, and not one but two back tweets, trying a message to the people, because there is a sense of panic, whether you accept it or not. Schools, there are some schools which are still open, children are not going, malls are empty, theatres are empty, shops are empty. So people are in a sense of panic. So Prime Minister trying to send that message that rather being in panic, you just need to take those basic precautionary measures. If you've got symptoms, go to the nearest point, go to the nearest checkup point, and the government will take care of you. Go to any hospital and you'll be taken care of. Message has been given to all the insurance companies. Message has been given to Health Ministry. All that what is required is being done. The only thing the people of this country need to do at this very point of time is to take precautions. And if, God forbid, you get those symptoms, you just need to go to the nearest health point. If you are there at a health point, you will be taken care of. So that's the measure. Those are the decisions which are being taken in. And as far as the foreign travel is concerned, because that is the major entry point of this virus into India. Indians who have been overseas, they are coming back. That is the point of entry of this virus into India. Thus, checking is being done, and Indians are being taken care of irrespective of wherever they are. There are even 2 planes going to Iran today. So people who are affected, Indians who are stranded, are being taken care of. Precautions are being taken, and even if you're affected, even then you are brought in and then you are quarantined. So we are not leaving our citizens out. So all of that is being done. But this message of the Prime Minister is for the Indians that there is no need, and I repeat, there is no need for panic and only precaution. You only need to take those basic precautionary measures and things will be okay.
Absolutely, because the example was set by the Prime Minister himself, Aishwarya. When it comes to the Holy Milan program, he said that he will be avoiding it, and when it comes to the other ministers, they started following suit. He was to travel to Bangladesh. That was later called off. The President himself was to travel to Sonbhadra in Uttar Pradesh. That too also is not happening. So that is the Prime Minister. He's leading by example when it comes to such sort of occasion or events. Avoid it as much as possible when it comes to large gatherings.
But yes, and that is the very basic precaution. That is precaution. If you are in a large gathering, you cannot control. Human-to-human touch needs to be reduced. You are seeing international celebrities, international leaders doing namaste, because that's the way you can greet and still not have a physical contact. Handshake is the first point of spreading of this virus, and this virus spreads through connections. It spreads through physical contact, and this is a reality, and that's why these large gatherings where you have a lot of presence of people are a point of concern. And that's why Prime Minister himself setting an example. And as you said, after him, The complete cabinet is now following it, and now the Prime Minister is only calling for this, that there is no need, and we repeat here at Republic, there is no need for panic, only precaution. Whatever steps the government is taking, whatever
Absolutely,
steps
because
state
we're
government,
putting all the voices across as well, Aishwarya. And the government, they're working overtime. We've been also listening to the non-stop press conferences that have also been happening from the government side, whether be it from the joint presser that just concluded, coming in from the health ministry, also the union health minister speaking on the floor of the house, everything that is being done by the health ministry, by the MHA, by the Ministry of External Affairs. When it comes to Indian citizens here in the country, Indian citizens abroad, all will be taken care of.
So a sense of fear will be there. But at the end of the day, if you panic, then you won't be able to take those very important decisions of precaution. And that's why Prime Minister's message is very clear that you have to be cautious. You stay cautious and then you take those precautionary measures, because if you panic, then you will forget to take those measures. Don't go out in public places. Don't go out in crowded areas. And that's why you see all these events are being cancelled. Even large sports gatherings, people and the organizers are having second thoughts. So all of this needs to be done, and this is very basic. This is something which is inevitable. Coronavirus has come into India. Coronavirus was not, this is something which basically started in China, began from China. We are a neighboring country. It has come to us, and now we need to take precautions. So through precaution, we can contain it. There are certain countries who are worse hit. India has still been able to control, and we are trying to take care of our citizens as much as we can. But for that, a large part of us needs to be cautious, and all of those measures need to be taken. All of those precautionary steps need to be taken. Whether it is going to the doctor, even if you have symptoms of this virus, you cannot be fearful and then remain at home. That will create a more situation of panic. You need to go to the nearest health point, get yourself checked, so that if you are able to negate coronavirus, you can take medication of the other, because the symptoms are very similar to influenza, viral, and then so on and so forth. So all of those precautionary measures need to be taken, and the best judge of that are our doctors. We have the best doctors in the world. We need to give them, we need to go to them. You cannot be fearful and stay at home. If you get those symptoms, go to the doctor, get yourself checked, and that's the way to negate it.
Absolutely, Aishwarya. Thanks very much for the moment. Well, that is the Prime Minister's message. Avoid large gatherings. His ministers too will be not travelling abroad. Don't panic. Take preventive, take precautionary measures.